Yo, what is up? What is up? What is up, CFO gang? Hopefully, I can hear me loud and clear. We are live from Indy. Got a lot to talk about, y'all. Can y'all hear me good? We on the iPad right now. Hopefully, everyone's having a good. What is today? Thursday. Thursday. Hopefully, everyone's having a good Thursday. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it, Chase. We're gonna talk about it with the OSA smoke. $21 million for OSA. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about a few things, man. But I'm gonna talk about Indy in the combine, right? And this might get me in trouble, so I might not get one of these ever again. But I gotta speak my piece, y'all. So y'all know me. I get up at 4 a.m. every morning, right? Was up, active, ready to go. Went to the gym this morning. Only person in the gym, and the interviews were supposed to start at 9 o'clock, right? So you know me, early bird gets the worm. So got up, worked out, got dressed, and Lucas Oil is literally like across the street. Like I could literally could throw a football at the stadium. But I wanted to be early, right? Be punctual. So did some notes, got everything ready for the DBs and the tight ends that were going to be interviewing at the press conferences today. So I get over there and I'm walking around and just trying to find where the media entrance according to the map, right? So I go to where the map told me to go. And I found this girl outside, like, hey, I'm just trying to find the media entrance. She's like, oh, show me where you're at. And I show her the map. She's like, oh, well, you're actually on the opposite side. And I was like, well, I'm not based off the map, right? So she's like, yeah, so all you got to do is just go over there. But I couldn't go directly across because, like, I'm on the left side. All you can go to the right at the front of Lucas Oil. But I couldn't cross it because they had the NFL fan experience. So what does that mean? I had to walk all the way around Lucas Oil to get to the opposite side. Okay, cool. Let's get some extra steps in the day, Tuck. It is what it is. But it's a little brisk outside, right? So I did that, and I go into the media entrance, and they're like, oh, your media? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, where's your credentials? I was like, oh, I was told credential pickup is here based off the map. Then they were like, oh, actually, it's not. You have to go to the convention center to get your credentials. I'm like, all right, where's the credentials center? And they trying to give me all this. I'm like, bro, I'm not from India. I've never been here. Where's it at? So they're like, okay, you got to go down here, turn left, turn right, go downtown. It's the tall building downtown, and that would be the convention center. Okay, cool, whatever, right? So I hightail it, walk over to the convention center. All right, cool. Here we are at the convention center. Walk in the convention center. All right, hey, I'm here for media credential pickups. All right, cool. All right, so where is that at? They're like, oh, it's upstairs. You gotta go to the second floor. Okay, so I take the escalator upstairs to the second floor. I go up to the second floor and it's like no signage. It's like empty. Nobody's up there. So I'm like, where is the media credential? So I started walking around the second floor. Nobody's, it's like a ghost town, right? So I'm walking around the second floor. I'm walking for almost 10 minutes. Nothing. Finally, I saw somebody like, hey, I'm looking for media credentials. Told on the second floor. They're like, oh, it's actually on the opposite side. So I had to walk all the way back to where I came and go to the right, right? Finally, find the media credential desk. Boom, picked up my credentials. Here it is, J Tuck, CFO gang, yada, yada. Okay, cool, let's get to work, right? So they're like, okay, to get back to Lucas Oil, you can take the ground entry, just go downstairs, walk straight. They have to go to security, then you're approved and you're good to go. Okay, cool. So then I walk to the ground level. I hand them my bag. They run it through a scanner. I'm walking through the entry. They go, oh, wait, you're media? I'm like, yes, I'm media. They're like, oh, media can't use the ground entry. You have to use the outdoor entry. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, there's a Lucas Oil media entry that you have to go to. All right, cool, right? So then I leave the convention center and go back to the original spot that I was trying to get in, but I needed my credentials. So I walked to the opposite side of Lucas Oil, walked back in. Hey guys, what's going on? Got my credentials, good to go. And they're like, oh, wait, you're media? I'm like, yes. They're like, this isn't a media entry. I'm like, then where the hell is the media entry? They're like, that's on the northeast side of the stadium. I'm like, bro, like y'all saw me this morning. Like, what is going on? So finally, a police officer, he was kind enough. He's like, Lance, I saw you this morning. I'm going to shuttle you around to the opposite side, right? So the police officer shuttles me around to the opposite side. You're like, Tuck, this is a long ass story, but it kind of lets you guys know where I'm kind of pissed this morning. I'm probably going to go home, to be honest with y'all. So the police shuttles me to the opposite side, right? So where the media is supposed to go in. Okay, cool. Thank you, officer, for dropping me off, right? Cool. I walk in there. Hey, media credentials. Hey, oh, okay. But media doesn't have access to the stadium now. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, the interviews are going at 9. It's like 8:50. I'm like, the interviews are going on now. They're like, oh, the media doesn't have credentials or access to the stadium. And I was like, what do you mean I don't have access to the damn stadium? Like, what's going on? Like, they're like, I literally just saw like 12 people walk in with these same credentials. I'm like, what is going on? They're like, they don't have access to the credentials. I'm like, what is going on? So they reached out to one of the media relations mess from the NFL and from the stadium. And then I'm talking, I'm like, hey, I got approved. I got everything on my email. Everything's confirmed. Here's my itinerary that you sent me. I even spoke to you before I came. Like, everything is good. Like, you sent me a list of all the interview times. Like, I'll even show you guys this shit right here. Like, this is what they've sent me, y'all. This shows me all the interview times, all the when the play. Like, I have this list. This is what they sent me, right? For all the interviews. Cool, right? So they're like, oh, well, you have to speak to Jay. So I reached out to Jay, and he was like, oh, you don't have access to the interviews, but you can come back once the fan experience comes, and that's when all the on the field stuff will start. And I'm like, why would I do that? Like, I could have just came as a fan if I just wanted to watch people run the 40 and bench press. Like, that wasn't the whole reason I applied for credentials. They were like, oh, well, yeah, your credentials only allow you field access once we open at 1 o'clock for the field activities. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean, bro? Like, I literally just got back from New Orleans in the Super Bowl. Like, why am I only, it's ass backwards. Like, why am I not able to have credential to do interviews, but only attend the 40s and watch the 40s? Like, I didn't need to come to Indy to watch people run 40s and do drills. We could have did that shit at home, and I could have streamed the NFL Network. And he was like, oh, yeah, due to limitations, we weren't approving everyone to do interviews this year. We changed it. So, but you can come back at 1 o'clock. And I was like, dog, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? So, finally I kind of came back to the hotel, had breakfast downstairs. But I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, it's so disorganized and dysfunctional, and like nothing makes sense. So I'm already pissed off, right? So I'm calling my wife like, yo, I'm about to just fly home right now. I'm about to fly home right now and just be back with my wife and kids. Well, one of my good friends, he's an agent. He called me because I told him, like, yo, bro, I know you're coming out here, but I'm about to dip. Like, I was literally packing my shit. I'm getting out. You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, Tuck, it's not really about the combine. You see, it's not about the combine. It's about the networking and stuff that goes on night with the scouts and the agents. And I get that part. Right? I can go and network with media individuals from NFL Network and this and that and have cocktails and drinks. But that's not me, y'all. I came here to cover football and interview these athletes to give you guys an up-close POV. Me going out drinking cocktails with GMs and shit, it sounds cool, but I don't give a damn about none of that. You see what I'm saying? So for me personally, bro, like, I'm still probably about to dip, y'all. Because like I said, we can just live stream and watch the combine together and just talk about what's going on. You see what I'm saying? I was like, but why is it? I literally saw 12. Like, listen, what does this say? Does it say media? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? What does this say? So why can't someone who is media do interviews? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't get it. Like, why? What media am I if I can just go and sit and just watch people run the 40? You know what I'm saying? So for me, y'all, I mean, it's no knock to the city of Indy. I mean, I assume it's a beautiful city. You know what I'm saying, this is what it is. But if I'm not going to be able to actually cover these players, and I had so many questions lined up that we were going to ask, and so many different players I wanted to talk to, from Darian Porter, and the list goes on and on. Like, I was like, when I got off that live with y'all, I was like locked in. Like, I've been studying last night. I was up to like 12 studying, asking questions, getting all my setups and everything. And I was just like, I was literally walking around that building from 7:30 till 9:15. A whole ass NFL stadium. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't get it. I don't know what's going on, y'all. but I don't know. Like, so the combine thing, I apologize. It's probably not going to go as planned to be able to get up close and personal. I'm better off just reaching out to those kids and getting them on the channel because it was so many hoops and hurdles and hoops and hurdles. It's crazy. Like, y'all, like, here, I'm gonna show y'all. So y'all know Tuck is not blowing up. Tuck is not, making things up. Let me see here. I'm gonna show y'all. Boom. Like, here, emails, right? Approved to the NFL Combine, right? All this stuff, like bam, bam. They attached the media schedule. Here's the media schedule that they sent me of all the interviews. So if I wasn't approved to do interviews, then why the fuck are you sending me a schedule of all the interviews? Right? Yeah. Even when the GM interviews, they sent me an email with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Sent me a media entry map. This is where I came in for the location and told I had to go to opposite side. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, y'all? What does this say? What does this say right here? I'm gonna show y'all. All right, what does it say? It says, hold on, zoomed in too much. It says, your organization has been approved for the NFL Combine. You know what I'm saying? Your organization has been approved for media credentials for the NFL 2025 NFL Combine in Indianapolis. So, but you guys could go in and pretty much have the same access that I have. Only thing difference, I'll probably get to be on the field. So I probably get to stand on the field and watch the players run the 40. Like, cool. I don't want to say big whoop, right? I mean, thankful, I guess, right? But for someone who's done boxing to Super Bowl to, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? I literally could have just came as a fan and just went for free and set up in the bleachers and watch all the drills. Like, so there was no point of doing all this, man. So frustrated. Will I stay? I'll probably go out tonight with my friends, the agent, and kind of shake hands. But to be honest with y'all, I'm going home. I called my wife. I was like, shit, you want to just meet me in Vegas? Just meet me in Vegas, and I can go to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just might catch a flight out here. Y'all might just see me in Vegas, or I might hit up Dez and he might hit New York and go to the Tank Davis fight. But I'm not going to sit here and waste my shit with this. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I can literally sit back in the comfort of my own home and watch the combine from my couch, and we could live stream that, man. So, it is what it is, man. But I want guys kind of know Tuck's kind of a funky mood. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Like, I was up and at it. I was charged up. I was fired up. And I was just getting the runaround. Let's see how many steps I got. So you can see, I'm not sure if I can show you guys, but it is 10 o'clock. I am now at 10,000 steps. I have walked 4.5 miles. I have walked 4.5 miles by 10 o'clock. That's how much I was walking, just trying to get into a stadium that's literally across the street. I can see the stadium from my window right now. I walked 4.5 miles of getting the runaround, only to be told, come back at 1 o'clock. Crazy. My dog, Professor O, says Lucas Oil is kind of whack. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't able to get inside of it. And so it took me 8 laps around the stadium and take a helicopter onto. Bro, they had me running all the way. I probably walked around that stadium probably 5 times today. And that's not including having to walk all the way downtown to get to the convention center, then walk through. Y'all know how convention centers are. Walking through a convention center, go upstairs, walk around all topsy-turvy with no signage, feeling like I was lost. It was literally like an HR lady that was like just in her office. And I was like, I apologize, ma'am. I'm just asking for directions. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm not part. It's like, it's just, I don't know, y'all. But like I said, man, I'm probably about to book my flight back, and I'll be probably back in Kansas City tomorrow, or I might be back in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like I said, I apologize, y'all, man. I was so excited to be able to bring y'all content and get up close in person with these athletes and, all sorts of stuff. But, you know, I don't know. I get it, the social aspect, to socialize and, maybe drink. Because I saw Kellen Moore. So I saw Kellen Moore. I got to talk to Kellen Moore on my Lost Adventure. Talked to him for a few seconds. So, I mean, kudos to Kellen Moore and congratulations to him and his new job. So I was so lost, I got to talk to Kellen. Shit. Bro, getting approved to ask players questions at the draft or at the Super Bowl, approved to ask players questions at the draft and at the Super Bowl, but the combine saying no is so backwards. So backwards. So backwards. So I got approved to interview all the players for the Eagles, all the players for the Chiefs, ask Jalen Hurts questions, Pat Mahomes questions, right? But at the combine, it's Fort Knox. Fort Knox. Oh, that's only for, I guess, a selected badge or whatever. So I guess maybe like No C and those guys might have a different badge, media badge, because they're in there asking the guys like, have you spoke to the Dallas Cowboys or whatnot? But I'm just like, I never knew there was a separate for interviews. I've attended 1,000 credentialed events, right? It's never been separate. And honestly, they'll probably give you more access to the interviews versus the actual field stuff, if we're being honest. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Clevo, bro. Yeah, I was so lost. I just ran in Kellen Moore and talked to Kellen Moore for a minute. Hot dang. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Yeah, just talk to Kellen. He's excited, about the opportunity, and, he's looking to put together good staff, and, he's excited to bring a winning culture to the city of New Orleans. Wish you the best, Kellen, but can you help me get in this damn building real quick? Damn. All right, so now I want to see the other media badges and see if they're different. But like I said, bro, there was literally a group of 12 people who walked in with these same badges as me. They said that they were part of a group. I'm like, well, what group is there? And they kept saying, okay, well, maybe you need to speak to your manager to see about. I'm like, I am the manager. What do you say on what was it, Half Baked? Or no, Spill Show. I am the manager. CFO Sports. It's me. I'm the manager. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. So, all right, let's get it back to Bob. Like, just want to thank y'all for letting me get my frustrations out. DMV listened to me. Yeah, so just walking with that group tomorrow. Like I said, I had no idea there was even a group. I'm like, God dang, dog. Like, I literally like walked to like 5 different exits. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? They said put on the Saints quarter zip and walk in with Kellen. I don't know. But I got to see, I saw a lot of players, right? I saw a lot of the DB group. I got to see a lot of the DB group come out at the convention center. Got to talk to, you can kind of in passing. But yeah, I was ready to go meet them and do interviews. You know what I'm saying? I had everything lined up. Like, here's how crazy it is, y'all. Like, I literally had my notes and locations, like where their podiums are going to be, to make sure it's like I can get to like table 4, 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had all of these notes and stuff, these prospects all lined up for my interviews, and they said not today, man. So like I said, I'll probably stay tonight, maybe hang out, but I'll probably be on the first train smoking. Coast fans only. Yeah, I'll be on the first flight smoking to get back to Kansas City, man, because a lot of people understand, like, even though I enjoy doing this stuff, it's time away from my family. And it's also time away from money I can be making too. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, the stock market is open. I can be in front of my computer trading, get my bag up, So I'm over here walking laps around Lucas Oil. So, yeah, they didn't care you had the receipts, bro. I literally have it around my neck. I ain't photoshopped this. You know what I'm saying? They told me to come back when the fan experience opens up. I said, okay, you are. They said, come back around 1:00 when the fan experience opens up. I said, all right, you got it, bro. But I'm proud of myself for not being a Darren. I was about to blow up. I did a silent F-bomb. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of a silent F-bomb as I was walking out. You know what I'm saying? It was a silent F-bomb, but I was just like, says Shotty is speaking at the combine at 3:30, maybe. So when I was there, everybody was stopping me. Like, there was like multiple people stopping, like, hey, is Coach Schottenheimer going to be here? Coach Schottenheimer going to be here, looking for Coach Schottenheimer. And honestly, I was kind of still pissed, and I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't know, and I really don't care. Like, I'm trying to get into the damn bill. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? But I guess he's gonna be speaking at 3:30. But who knows if I'll have access? I don't know. I don't even know anything, man. I'm just here so I don't get fined. You know what I'm saying? I am just here so I do not get fined. I don't know. I've never seen it like this where you can't get into the player interviews being credential media. You gotta come in with the fans, right? They're like, oh, well, you can just stay in the convention center and work in the workroom until then. No, I don't want to. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to. Like, I don't know. So yeah. So let's get back to football, y'all, man. So conversations, right? Mike Fisher has reported that the Cowboys are close on a deal with OSA, 21 million dollars. So I'm gonna ask y'all, 21 mil for OSA? Depends on how you stretch it out on an annual, depends on what the years are. Me personally, I'm okay with it. I understand it. I feel like OSA is a key piece, and you really can't go into the offseason, right, with two holes at defensive tackle, but that's a hefty price, right? Yeah, it's a hefty price. Oh, there has to be some finessing maybe with the contracts, some finessing maybe with the years terms. There has to be something in there because 21 for OSA, that's a lot. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? And what I have also kind of thought about, and Professor O has said this, I've said this, Boss has said this, list goes on and on. Like, I get trying to take care of OSA, but Micah should be the number one priority. You know what I'm saying? Micah should be the number one priority. I feel like that should be the one. So to say that negotiations haven't begun with you and Micah, but you're close to the OSA deal, it's like those people who go out to the club or go out to the bar on Fridays and Saturdays, but they're behind on their mortgage and their rent. You see what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, you need to take care of your rent first before you try to go out popping bottles. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when it comes to OSA or Micah, you out here popping bottles, but you haven't taken care of your mortgage. You know what I'm saying? So that is where I'm kind of like, but we'll see how it all works out. But I agree, Angie. I think Stephen Jones needs to flex that contract some way, somehow. There's going to have to be some language. Yeah, Ty, bro. Bland. Even if you talk about Tyron or Tyler Smith as well, Parsons money, Bland money, Tyler Smith money. Like, you got rent due, you got your lights due. You know what I'm saying? You got your car payments. You splurging at the club. You know what I'm saying? You splurging at the club right now. And I just don't, but that's what the Cowboys always do, right? They'll do Jalen Smith over Zeke or Dak, right? You know what I'm saying? They'll do all these other things over actually paying their mortgage. So, I get it, right? OSA helps with stopping the run a little bit, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I feel like you could have got an OSA type player in the draft, right? I feel like when it comes to OSA, it's not like, oh man, if we lost OSA, our season's doomed and gloom. You know what I'm saying? He's a good player, don't get me wrong. But I feel like he's just not a game changer. Tuck him inside about fifth rounders, Tyler Batty, edge rusher out of BYU. I was actually just on the elevator with some BYU guys actually a second ago. Let's see here. Tucker Stevens said his gas tank on E with some drinks on. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's it. Gas tank on E with drinks on me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, big timer. You know what I'm saying? Hey, boo, with the pimped out Gucci's who ain't got no job, but you know what I'm saying? Can't pay my rent. Hey, cause all my money spent. That's the Stephen Jones, right? So they gonna pay OSA. Probably play some other plays, Jay Lou, and be like, when it comes to Micah, things didn't. We you know what I'm saying? The contract kind of had to. We had to go to negotiations because, because you splurged all your money. You splurged all your money. You worse than my kids, man. Like, my kids, as soon as they get some money, they hood rich. Yeah, they just buy some stuff. Like, my daughter, as soon as you give her some money for something, like, she'll just spend it all. You know what I'm saying? Her account just stays empty. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I give you $200, you don't have to go buy something that's $180. maybe you buy a few little $50 things. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what the Cowboys do. They always want to talk about they ain't got no money, but they out there being hood rich. You know what I'm saying? They out there being hood rich. They got a Gucci hoodie on, but they lay on their bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just the mentality. So maybe these talks right now that we're having, these real talks, is the reason why they ant my access. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe Jerry and Steven put in a call and said, nah, not today. I don't know what's going on. But it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. If there's any priority that needs to happen, it should be Micah Parsons. It should be Tyler Smith. It should be Deron Bland. But OSA's a free agent, so maybe they wanted to get a jump on that. Didn't want him to hit the market or, whatever. But, I feel like with this defensive tackle, and O can talk about this as well, is that this defensive tackle, draft class, who I won't be able to talk to, there's a lot of deep, talented guys. There's a lot of deep, talented guys out there, and you'll see that today. So what the D tackles and edges will run today. How do I know? Because I have the schedule. But I think someone has posted Grant's not going to do anything today. Maybe pull something. I don't think Mason Graham is Mason Graham working out? I don't know. I probably would have knew the answer to this if I was allowed inside the building. So you're gonna see some edges out there. There's some good quality guys. And I was saying this last night, right? And DMV was saying the kind of same thing. And O and JC, others, Lou, guys who do draft content well as well. Philip jump in. See, if you wanna know a way to Jay Tuck's heart in the combine, I need to see you on that bench. I need to see you on that bench. I need to see you on it. Tuck, it's just the bench press. It's the most irrelevant drill you can possibly do. I just want to see you having some grown man strength, doing some man stuff, getting under the plates, and moving something. So a lot of people are like, Tuck, you want to see the bench. The weight of my heart, I want to see you man up and get under that bench. You know what I'm saying? Get man up and get under the bench. So Mason Graham, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, put those 225. Like that's like the standard workout, man. Like that's a standard workout. Put them 225s on and let's see you rep. Now I did mine other day. I got 12. You know what I'm saying? But I rep 225 a lot. The older I get, like I used to do 400 and all that. No. Now I put 225 on. Get 12 reps, 11 reps, you know what I'm saying? Kind of keep it there, right? You got to put the 225s on, y'all. Got to put the 225s on. So salute to Mason Graham, man. Salute to Mason Graham. Listening to trade offers for Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, so you're going to have a lot of conversations, right? A lot of conversations. And that's what my guy was telling me. He's like, man, I know for you right now, you're probably pissed. Because I was like, Craig, bro, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? He was like, God damn, Lou, 25? Lou was beastly, but Lou was a lineman, though. That's beastly, though. You know what I'm saying? Big Lou in the building. I did. So I got JC linebacker, 10, 225. So I think, old Tuck, I think like last summer or 2 summers ago when I was doing it, I got up to 21, you know what I'm saying? But see, I got to 21, but y'all know I lift without a spotter. So don't take my advice. I'm hard-headed. So I didn't have no spotter. So I got to 21. I probably could have got to like 22 or 23. But yeah, but it takes some time to gear up for that. 40 dash ready, skipping the bench at the combine. Yeah, the 40 is going to be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like the 40 is going to be the prom show, so it's going to be interesting to see. But like defensive tackles, you really don't care about the 40s. Edge rushers, you can see there might be some edge rushers that, you know what I'm saying, I talked about Colin Oliver a little bit. I talked about OSA. Brandon Ayuk, yeah, just sign him and shopping already. Yeah, so the 49ers, they're going to be in an interesting situation. Because they're getting older. And if you talk about moving on from Ayuk, and those are also conversations of Deebo Samuel as well. Got Christian McCaffrey coming off the injury, so what they really going to look like? Are they going to sign Brock Purdy to a QB1 type deal. So they got some stuff to really figure out. Kittle's getting a little bit older. So yeah, let's see here. Most ever done is around 18, 20. Yeah, I would say prime, like college, I think like 23, 24, something like that. So yeah, I ain't doing no 30s and something like Lou was doing. Hell nah, tell to the nah. For DTs, that 10-yard split is usually it. Yeah, that's it. The 10-yard split, and me personally, when it comes to the combine, I like just watching the drills. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how you bend, see how you move, right? You got pop on the bag, like those little things. So hopefully I'll get some up close action in view of it. But if not, like I said, I'm going home in the morning. Let's see here. Well, I might as well give y'all my notes because I had them all typed up, all organized and shit this morning. Let's see here. So, because we really haven't talked about safety much, but a few safety that I was kind of keeping my eyes on, not from the Cowboys standpoint. Hey, appreciate you, Angie, for that super chat. That means the world to me. Appreciate you. Despite all the dysfunction, it's nice to see you still in good spirit, Tuck. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm always going to stay in good spirits. Like I said, life can be a whole lot worse. It's just stuff going on I don't understand. It don't make sense to me, But hey, life could be a whole lot worse. I could be doing something I really hate. So, I feel like it's not that I take things for granted. It's just like it really shows how far I've come to be like, to have access to the Super Bowl and to be able to go to the game on Sunday and sit in a suite with Dez and, the Fanatics team and just be like, nah, I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as much as people see me out and doing a lot of different things, like I'm really a homebody. I'm really a homebody. I like just being at home. I like being with my wife, my kids, my dog. Like I just like being at home. You know what I'm saying? So if you tell me I got to stay here till Sunday and only be able to watch the stuff from the combine I can watch on TV, I much just rather do that at home. I like streaming from home from my home studio. Like I'm a homebody. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, but I'm still in good spirits. A little tired. I might take a nap here later. Kobe Bryant. So Kobe Bryant. Love Kobe Bryant out of Kansas. I had some questions lined up for Kobe Bryant. So, you know what I'm saying, Chad, I'm going to ask you these questions. And, so, the one thing I'll say about Kobe Bryant, he's scrappy in coverage. His counterpart, Melo Dotson, who played on the other side, he was more the ball hawk. So I think Melo Dotson had like 5 pick sixes, something like that. In his career, like 11 interceptions. So, I was going to ask, like, what has he learned from playing beside Melo Dotson? Coach McDonald, who was their defensive line coach, not defensive line, DB coach at Kansas, coached 2 All-Americans in the both of them. Like, what did he learn from them? A lot of people knock Kobe when it comes to his size. He's going to be undersized from a weight stature standpoint. So what is he going to do to combat that? What has his focus been? So I had all these questions typed up to ask all these athletes that I just had, because the reason why I always type multiple questions, y'all, because, whenever you guys get to like media events like this, what happens is you'll have this one question that you want to ask Kobe Bryant, right? And somebody right before you will ask that question, right? So you got to be able to pivot and have multiple questions, already attached. So normally for like these types of events, I normally have like 6 questions in the clip. So that way you're not asking the same question, like, because Chad, if you go up to Kobe Bryant, like, oh, what was it like playing against in the Big 12, and blah, blah, blah. And I come up, hey Kobe, what was your playing in the Big? You're like, bro, I just answered that. So it's like you gotta have like multiple questions in the clip. Let's see here. Where do you got him drafted? I think when Kobe comes, he'll probably be a day 3 guy. I think depends on how he measures, especially size wise. So I think the last he was like 160-ish, and see him and also Kendall Paul, the kid who I have on channel, right? They're actually training together. So it kind of shows like, those guys are really trying to put on size. So I would probably say Kobe Bryant will probably be a day 3 guy, to be honest with you guys. Oh, appreciate the super chat. Appreciate you, David. If you can check out Harold Fannin Jr. for me, I feel like he's being overlooked. So yeah, so I was definitely have locked in on Fannin. So the thing about Fannin, right? he's that jackknife that can play multiple different positions. He can kind of play all over the board. See, so I don't understand. Yeah, he can play. Let me answer Fannin real quick. I'll get to you. Fannin Jr. can play all over the board. Extremely versatile. He's kind of a wide receiver hybrid. Can play out the backfield a little bit. Can run crisp, precise routes. Soft, reliable hands. So it's going to be one of those things to kind of really find out what is his niche. And I haven't looked at this because remember we had a guy like that. What was his name? Princeton Fant, right? Noah Fant. Then it was Princeton Fant for the Cowboys, right? He kind of had that same. It was out of Tennessee, right? Princeton Fant who can kind of do those like a wide receiver / tight end / H back. Kind of have that wide mixture. Yeah, I think Fannin Jr. I think after you see him today, especially if he runs a good combine, he's probably going to shoot up because he's so damn versatile. Barron from out of Texas, right? So, that was another guy I had lined up to speak to. So a strong man coverage corner, feisty. I know some people are talking about he might be like their top 3 corners. I would probably say he could probably be top 4, top 5, right? But yeah, he's one of those strong guys that are good in coverage. So that's good the Cowboys had a formal with them. So salute to O, man. Definitely follow my dog O because O is doing a tracker on all of those draft prospects that the Cowboys are speaking with. So that those formals matter, right? The Senior Bowls matter, the formals matter, and then also the invites after the combine kind of matter because that'll lead you to a lot of nuggets. Let's see here. We're talking about corner. Matt's D resolve around 3 techs. Dallas needs OSA and another player at that position. Yeah, I think we need multiple. But also I feel like we also do need noses. And I know last year nose was the all. Like we wanted guys with size, we wanted, power, we wanted fortitude, we wanted that kind of interior one techs. But I think that having guys who are versatile, that can get in the backfield, be disruptive. I think that's what Matt's really going to be after. So there's some 3 techs. There's a lot of 3 techs. There's actually more 3 techs than noses in this year's class that I like. So there's some guys with some versatility. A lot of guys that can play across a defensive line, right? They can play like 3 1s and 5s in some cases. They can kind of line up. Now it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Chauncey Golston and see where how they kind of view Chauncey Golston as well. Let's see. Tuck, you were a linebacker, right? What is Jalen Walker? His linebacker, would you draft in the first round? His linebacker film isn't good. He's not really big enough to be a full-time edge. Yeah, so we're coming up on tweeners, right? I feel like Jalen Walker is a tweener. I feel like if you're going to play Jalen Walker, he's going to have to be like an outside linebacker, kind of like, in a 3-4 scheme, he'll probably be more suited. Now, I know that, 4-3s and 3-4s, it's not really as definitive as it used to be, right? Whether you're a 3-4 team, you're seeing a lot of multiple fronts. But when it comes to Walker, to be honest with you guys, I see it, but I don't see it, right? And you guys know my number one trait, especially at the linebacker position or edge position, it's just the disruptive motor. And I constantly just don't see that. You know what I'm saying? I constantly just don't see disruptive motor when it comes to Jalen Walker. It's flashes, right? And me personally, when I see flashes, I kind of just slide away a little bit because I want someone that's consistent. Micah was consistent. Some of these other guys, we kind of talk about Abdul Carter, consistent, right? So if you're going to take Walker in the top 10 or top 12, it's just not consistent enough for me personally. And then you're going to have to define his position. You have to really define his position. He has a dog mentality. Yeah, he looks like it's there, right? He looks like it's there, but the film really doesn't show it. The film really doesn't show it where I see constant disruptor explosion, not for a top 10 or top 12 pick, right? And I feel like when it comes to this linebacker class, right, it's really difficult because there's tweeners, a lot of tweeners, right? And then even your pure linebackers, they really don't jump per se. So I'm going to get really back in the lab and find out what we're looking for. Because some of the guys either it's athleticism and coverage, but the IQ, the key and D is not really there, right? Or they're disrupted, kind of just a one-trick pony off the edge, but we're looking for quote unquote linebackers versus edge. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how the Cowboys go about that. But when it comes to the linebacker class, it's not really. I would say I like last year's linebacker class a lot more than I like this year's class, right? I like last year's class. We had Peyton Wilson, had some of those guys, Edgerrin Cooper, those types of guys that were like more consistent for me that I liked a lot more than what I'm seeing in this year's class from a linebacker perspective. He's one of my favorites. It depends on his scheme and coaching with him. Yeah, like you're going to have to have a strategy around it, right? I don't think he's Micah where you just put him on the field and tell him to go at it and he can just go cause havoc. You're going to have something you're going to have to build around Walker. And for a top 12 pick, if I got to do all that, nah, you know what I'm saying? Nah, for me. So, I mean, he's a good player. I just feel like for a 12, where you're looking at, you want disruption, you want havoc, you want consistency, you want motor. Like, you don't want a player with a lot of fixing to do at 12, watch Kentucky, Jalen Walker, it screams Micah Parsons. So that's the thing, right? And I think that's the attraction when it comes to Jalen Walker. Not just the Kentucky game though, but it's just like I think it's just one of those things where teams are afraid to miss out on Micah Parsons, right? As bad and shitty as our fan base treats Micah Parsons, teams are afraid to miss out on Micah Parsons. You know what I'm saying? So what they're sitting back and doing, and they see any glimpses of Micah-esque traits, they're moving up the board, right? And I think, like, even with Abdul Carter, right? Do I think Abdul Carter is number one pick worthy? Honestly, I don't. But if you tell me what Micah Parsons be number one pick worthy, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about, Jacksonville took Walker. What year was that? 2 years ago? 2 years ago? What was that Walker draft? That was the 2021, right? So they took Walker, on the first pick. So I can see that teams are just afraid of missing out on Micah. So I think Abdul Carter, Jalen Walker is going to kind of get that Micah tax. But I just don't see it consistent enough. Abdul Carter, yeah, absolutely, right? Abdul Carter, yeah, absolutely, but not with Jalen Walker. I don't see it. Yeah, that was Aiden Hutchinson's draft. Yeah, so that was, Trevor Walker draft. Would I take Carter at 12? Abdul Carter? Absolutely, bro. I'm taking Abdul Carter. Yeah, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. But here's the thing, bro. Abdul Carter can be missing a foot. He ain't falling off the top 5. I don't think. You know what I'm saying? I would be surprised if he falls off the top 5. Hell, if he slides anywhere past 6 or 7, shit, Howie might go up and come get him anyway. So it's like, nah. But Abdul Carter, I don't see him falling out unless this surgery is like bad. It's gonna have to be horrible, right? Which I don't think it is. I think that he'll definitely be top 5. And I don't think he'll go to 12. Any truth or doubts want to move up and trade with the Titans for the number 1 pick? What would that trade look like if true? I saw some of that on Twitter today. I didn't read too much into it because, like I said, I've been kind of pissed of everything going on. And I saw something with like Mike Florio was talking about possibly have to include Micah. Trade and get the number 1 pick for what? So, I mean, would I trade up? Would I trade Micah Parsons to move up in the draft to get number 1 pick and then get Abdul Carter coming off of foot surgery because he's cheaper as of right now as a rookie? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So if the Cowboys are going to move to number 1, who's it number 1 for? You see what I'm saying? Nah, I don't know. So I wouldn't read too much into that trade number 1. And here's what I understand, right? Right now, my dog Kobe Bryant had a former with Dallas. There we go. Because Kobe Bryant's actually training in Dallas, so he's training out there in Frisco. So hopefully they did reach out to him. But yeah, I don't. We have to be honest, understand. Like right now, it's going to be goofy season. a lot of people are going to be spreading rumors and all this and that and this and that. And I spoke to this person, spoke to that person, spoke to this person, and that, right? But now, me personally, I'm going to sit back and just let the measurables come out, any medicals come out, and kind of see how these players perform when the lights are on. Like me personally, I like when players compete in the combine. I like when players compete in the combine because I don't want players who shy away from the competition, personally, right? And I feel like that's been one of the biggest problems just in Dallas specifically, right? We've had a lot of players, for whatever reason, they don't show up in the big moments. They don't show up in the big moments. And so for me personally, I'm looking for players that show up in the big moments. If you play in the SEC, who was he versus Texas? Who was he versus Georgia? Who was he versus LSU? Who was he versus Bama? Like I gotta look at, what I'm saying? I can't not factor that in anymore. Because I feel like for some reason the lights get a little too hot, get too bright for some of our players, and they're just not the same. They're just not the same. It's not the same, man. Let's see, what else I was talking about? I was talking about, so the safeties today. How do y'all feel about safety? Like, how is that a pressing need? I know people are talking about Dorian, not Dorian, Malik Hooker, damn, I forgot, Donovan Wilson. You guys think it's time? Wanye, is he going to re-sign or not? I think safeties should be a conversation piece. You have Marquise Bell coming back off the injury, but is he going to be, a Matt E type of player? Yeah, so it's a safety's a big need, and Donald's a terrible fit in Eberflus's scheme, right? So yeah, so I would say it is a need. Personally, at safety, I know O will probably be able to tell y'all about them more than anybody else, but Malachi Starks out of Georgia, track speed guy, downhill tackler, run stopper, high IQ. He was kind of like the quarterback in, like I said, O can chime in. He was kind of like the quarterback for the Georgia defense. So I feel like he kind of be a good idea, but how soon, I don't know. You also have Kevin Winston out of Penn State. He's a hard-hitting guy, but he was an ACL guy. He had an ACL tear, I think, last year, right? So he had an ACL tear, so he might be a guy that can slide based off his measurables. Malachi Starks, like I said, for O. Well, damn, you just hit it right on the head. Perfect segue, right? So Nick Amenawari, right, out of South Carolina. He is a freaking creative player. He's a freaking creative player. Yeah, he's Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn probably already has him circled, right? She's like 6'4", like 220, probably run like a 4.3, 4.2. Hybrid guy, good in coverage, dog mentality. Had like 4 interceptions last year. So he'll probably fit what Dan Quinn likes to do. He's probably a commander. If there's any player I could bet and put money on that's probably going to be a commander, it'll probably be Nick out of South Carolina because he fits Dan Quinn. And I was so excited to talk to him, kind of interview him today. I had a bunch of questions lined up for him. But yeah. So big stars, LeQuint Allen, running back out of Syracuse. Now I know a lot of people are having this because they've seen some of my mock drafts. Compliment draft pick. Yeah, I can see it. If you're looking for RB1, not yet. But I'll say this: it all depends on that first domino when it comes to Rico. Like, what's going to happen with Rico? Is Rico going to return? If Rico won't return, I don't see the Cowboys taking a running back early. I feel like they can kind of rest on that, and they're probably looking for a complimentary back. So that's when some of these guys we're talking about, like on day 3. That's when the LeQuint Allen can kind of come in. I know my guy Rome's on, Jaden Blue, like some of those guys. We're kind of looking for a complimentary running back to go along with Rico. My guy Ty wants Rico gone. I mean, but you know them. They love their stories, yeah, bro. They love their stories. And Rico was a 1,000-yard rusher, undrafted guy, and all, so. Angry if they do that. If they do that, it depends on how much they pay Rico, right? Because I feel like if you pay Rico anywhere above 6, then he's going to be RB1, right? But if he comes back for a cheaper deal, like a 2-year deal or a 1-year deal, or one of those, I'm just happy to be here type deals. Because I don't know. Like, I'm going to ask y'all, what do y'all think the market would be for Rico if he hits the market? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm sure he would get offers, but I don't think it would be anything crazy. I don't think anything would be crazy. Interesting, Nick Chubb or Javonte Williams in a pick. Yeah, you can. I mean, with the running back, as long as the Cowboys don't completely abandon the running back class in this draft, they should be okay. They should be okay, right? They should be perfectly fine. Now, if they go out there and they pull like they did last year, then things can turn into a tricky situation. But I feel like overall, as long as they don't abandon it, if they go running back in the first 3 rounds, at least, they should be okay. Like, you can literally close your eyes and pick a running back in the first 3 rounds, and you'll probably be okay. You'll probably be okay. Now, if you want like a lead dog workhorse, then maybe probably go a little bit earlier. But for the most part, if you just want a good quality running back, someone that can kind of come in-house, be a spell, and maybe turn to be an NFL starter probably within 3 to 4 weeks, you can close your eyes and do that. First 3 rounds. But is the Cowboys going to do it? Is the Cowboys going to do it? Are they going to commit to that? We shall see. But I don't know. Tony was way better and younger than Rico. Yeah, but he was going to be expensive. He was going to be expensive. You know, they don't like to pay. They don't like to pay. I don't know. They hood rich. Hood Rich Joneses. Let me see what's going on Twitter right now. Let's see here. Hood Rich Joneses. Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see what else. Dog. So I'm going to show y'all. And I don't know this gentleman, right? You see this gentleman right there, right? See his credentials? It's the black strap, right? It's the same black strap that I have. Look at this guy. Look at this guy right there, right? The same black strap media credentials that I have. What the hell is going on, y'all? This is wild. This is wild, bro. Did I get blacklisted or something like that? Dog, look at this. Black strap media credentials. Black strap media credentials. What is going on? What is going on? I don't understand. I really don't. Unless, hold up. Maybe I'm tripping. Let me reach out to No C. Maybe I'm tripping. So maybe this is if this is in the convention center, then hold on. I'm gonna hit No C up. Because I'm like, bro, there's tons of people with these same credentials. Maybe I'm fumbling. Hold on. Maybe I'm fumbling, y'all. But if I'm fumbling, these people should have told me this when I asked damn near 42 times about the player interviews. You see what I'm saying? Like, if it was in the convention center, why did they tell me that I have to go out? I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to reach out to No C because I'm looking at all these people. It's in the convention center. It has to be in the convention center. I'm gonna go find out. If so, we'll see. We'll see if they reach out to me. DJ Giddens out of Kansas State. So I did the film session on DJ Giddens. DJ Giddens, shifty, but as shifty as DJ Giddens is, out of Junction City, Kansas State kid, he is not super explosive to me, right? He's more, you see what I'm saying? He's more shifty, right? And a lot of Cowboys fans probably won't like DJ Giddens because he said his biggest mentor was Deuce Vaughn. So, you know what I'm saying? But he's more shake and bake, but it's not that gear. I didn't see that gear when it comes to DJ. But he's going to have an offensive line coach who's very familiar with them. Cooper Beebe, very familiar. So we'll see. But, for someone as elusive as he is, it was just, it's like we saw Jason Tatum last night, right? We saw the crossover and he made Cade Cunningham fall and he switched to 3. I feel like when it comes to DJ Giddens, it's the make you miss, but then you get tackled from behind. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have that breakaway speed. So he can make you miss and brace your ankles, but he's not gonna, get away from you. So which is kind of odd, right? Because typically players that have that switch, they have it going, they have that burst as well, but he really didn't demonstrate that on the film. But it's gonna be interesting to see what he runs today. And don't ask him. Yeah. Don't ask him pass pro. Yeah, I mean, we ain't doing no pass pro with DJ Giddens. So, he would be a guy, once again, kind of a spell guy, that can be added in. Now I'm mad. Now I'm cool, but now I'm about to be mad, y'all. I hope let this is, hey, they didn't know where to go, and they were telling me the wrong spot, but this has to be inside the convention center. This has to be inside the convention center, bro. This has to be inside the convention center. Has to be inside the convention center. Has to be. Because if all these people with my same credentials are in Lucas Oil, I'll be mad. I'll be mad. Let's see here. So, man, are we stuck with Brock Hoffman at center? It seems crazy to waste BB's year at center. It's in the same problem as Biotish and who isn't strong. I mean, when it comes to Brock Hoffman, I think he's not as strong as Cooper Beebe, but he plays physical, right? So he can use his leverage. Now, do I think Brock Hoffman is the answer? No, I would probably look for other alternatives. But because I don't want the Cowboys to go into this mindset of getting players who are just good enough, right? Who are just good enough. I really want them to go in there and get guys who can be disruptive. Let me go look. Hold on, y'all. Okay. But see what's going to piss me off if they are in this convention center. Because I asked this guy, I was like, so will I be able to conduct player interviews this week, or just only interview for field events? And he was like, that should be correct. It should be for field events. I don't know. But I'm probably about to end this here in a little bit. I'm going to go over there and see if they're in this convention center again. Because like I said, if I can't get up close and personal with these players, then what's the point? Cowboys have a lot of formal interviews with a lot of quarterbacks and edges. Don't read too much into it yet. That's just who has interviewed. You know what I'm saying? That's just who they interviewed. So probably running backs, running a bunch of running backs. You're probably going to hear wide receivers, quarterbacks. It's all coming down the pike. Tight ends. The tight ends should have been early. Or maybe, we should have had tight ends. I'm not sure if there's any formals with tight ends. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're 1,000% getting another edge in the draft. 1,000%. 1,000% we are getting another edge in the draft. But we'll definitely lock in. So, all right, y'all. So I am about to dip. What I'm going to do is hop on. See, luckily I wore my comfy shoes, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be cute, wear no Jordans and shit because my feet be hurting. But what I'm about to do is I'm about to go back to the convention center and let's see if the interviews are there. You know what? You know what? I think these interviews are at the convention center because there was an area where you had to check in all of your go through security clearance. But I asked them. I literally asked all these people. Oh God. All right. Woosah, woosah, tuck, woosah, relax. All right. So I'm about to end the stream, y'all. We'll probably go live tonight. I'm gonna try to go and see if I can get in these interviews, man. If not, get y'all bail money. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, if y'all don't hear from me in a few minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, they didn't arrested Tuck. You know what I'm saying? They didn't took him away because he's mad because he can't get these interviews with these saying. Cause I'm looking at all these people in this video that Patrick Nosey has, and they all have my same exact credential. The same one. The same exact ones. Same ones. Same ones. So it must be at the convention center. It must be at the convention center. All right. So yeah, man, if y'all hear from me a little bit, you know what I'm saying, get the bail money because they ain't, you know what I'm saying, I'm at the Indianapolis jail and they probably didn't arrest me because I probably didn't throw a fit. But if I can't get in these interviews and it's not there, y'all, I'll probably just do the field stuff today and get y'all up close and personal. Because let's see here. Let's see. Today is defensive tackles. Tomorrow on the field activities will be DBs and tight ends. Because I really wanted the running backs and wide receivers. I really wanted that show. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So yeah, y'all. So I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, stay tuned. I'll let you guys know here shortly. I'm going to walk back. I got to walk all the way back downtown. I might take an Uber. You know what I'm saying? I might just take an Uber. Yeah, Saturday. Because I was actually going home Saturday morning until I got the schedule, and I extended my stay, right? Because that's the show. That's the shows on Saturday. So, you know, what I'll do is like I kind of find things out, find out what's going on at the convention centers and, you know, the interviews and all the podiums and stuff, see what's really going on, which makes sense. It makes sense that the interviews are in the convention center, but why didn't anybody tell me this? I asked like 30 people. I was like 30 people. They kept spinning me around. So we'll see. So I'm going to head over there, y'all. Hopefully get some content. I don't know if I get some content. I'll definitely post it on the YouTube channel. You guys will be the first to get it, interviews. So we might miss out on DBs and tight ends today. But when the fun stuff happens, running backs and all that stuff, and might be able to get access, we'll definitely let y'all know, man. So appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate the love and support. Like I said, I do this for y'all, man. You know, want y'all to get real access to what's really going on, get real questions versus if you can be any animal, what would you be? You know, yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying? Real football questions. So that's why I'm here. So in the community tab, if you guys have questions or players you want me to try to interview and I can get a hold of them, I will ask some questions from the community because they're not just about me, it's about us. So post in the community tab. I put a post up. If you guys got questions, say, hey, I want you to interview. Ashton Jensen's probably going to be a damn zoo, right? But if I can get to him, I can get to him. But I might ask a question from y'all. So that way you guys can get your questions asked from these players versus me because, you know, I've studied pretty much a lot of them ad nauseum, so it's not really much to ask. I pretty much already know. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, we'll probably go live tonight. Again, not sure what time. Maybe y'all be whining and dining with all the GMs and agents, or more likely I'll probably be in my room eating Subway and watching basketball. And because Indiana's a legal sports betting state, y'all. So last night I cashed out like $400. You know what I'm saying? So I might just post up in my room, watching these bets, get my money, eat Skittles and Subway, and call it good. You know, as much as people think I'm social, I'm really anti-social. I really kind of just like to chill by myself and relax because, like, when people know, all my dads out there, husbands out there, hell, even my wives and kids, like when you get time alone to be by yourself with no kids, no nothing, no responsibilities, you cherish every damn minute of that, bro. You cherish. I just love sleeping on my side of the bed. Love my beautiful wife. I miss my wife, but I love sleeping on my side of the bed. I love sleeping with the TV on. I left the TV on last night just because I can. So little stuff like that goes a long way with me. So I don't need to be out whining and dining with NFL GMs and scouts and all sorts of stuff. Let me eat some Skittles. Let me have some Subway. Let me eat some candy in my bed, watch some NBA basketball, and sleep with the TV on. I am perfectly fine. I am good with that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll definitely go live tonight. Do a recap of everything that we saw. But share the content, like the content. We appreciate y'all. We might even do cover 3. I'll talk to the guys and see if we can go live or something like that. But we'll definitely get everything locked in. But appreciate y'all. Y'all keep rocking. When everyone stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. And y'all, you know what I'm saying? We might have to start a riot, man. We might have to start a new hashtag if they don't let me in these interviews and just go crazy on Twitter. Just be like, you know what I'm saying? Just blow up the timeline. Like, let Tuck in. Let the wizard in, man. Hashtag let the wizard in. You know what I'm saying? If they don't let me in these interviews, man. So if y'all see me hashtag that, y'all know what to do online. They got to let the wizard in, man. So I appreciate y'all. We'll talk to y'all soon. Everyone have a good one. Today's Thursday, right? Have a blessed Thursday. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
This video is brought to you by BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino. And right now, BetUS is offering exclusive deals. So go over to BetUS, use the code YouTube150, and they are offering 150% up to $2,000 bonus deposit on your first deposit and 125% on your next 2. So if you want to win money this NFL season and use free money, you cannot beat free money. Go over to BetUS, use the code YouTube150, and let's get this money game.